Welcome back to America Decides. Thanks for staying with us. Democratic lawmakers trying different ways of protesting or gaining some sort of muscularity to the resistance, as they call it, and trying to bring visibility to those efforts as the Trump administration carries on. That's been sit-ins, calls for impeachment, very small calls for impeachment, and even lengthy speeches on the Senate floor. Well, two former members of the so-called squad, Cori and Jamaal Bowman, have a simple question for Democrats who are still maybe lost in the wilderness. That question is, will you be a show horse or a workhorse? Those two former Democratic members of Congress, Cori and Jamaal Bowman, join me now. It's great to have you with me. We'll get to the show horse, workhorse thing in a second, but here's a question I'd like to ask you both. Because I've written this down. This is notes I took after the election. Because I think these numbers, they just keep running through my head. So from 2020 to 2024, Democrats lost 400,000 votes in New Jersey, 1.9 million in California, 900,000 in New York, and 400,000 in Illinois. What do those numbers tell the two of you? And Jamaal, let's start with you.
The American people are not inspired by the Democratic Party. They're not inspired by our message. They're not inspired by what we represent. And we haven't done enough to do the work to really get into communities and connect with the everyday working class American people. Listen, the majority of the American people don't even trust elected officials. They have low approval ratings of Congress overall. And so the Democratic Party has to do a lot more to make sure that we are connecting in the real way with the American people. And we failed to do that. So people are not inspired. They're not excited. They're staying home. This is from civic education in elementary school all the way through adulthood, where people are just struggling to find a job, keep a job, make good money, and pay their bills. And so it's a failure on many, many fronts.
Cori, you know why I name-checked those states. Those are blue states where the campaign was not aggressively engaged, and yet there was this pretty sizable pull away. How do you explain it? What's your postmortem on that?
Well, I'll co-sign what Jamal just said, and I'll add to that, Major, that, we have to be who we say we are. We have to show that and I feel like in so many areas, as we talk about being the party of human rights and the party of civil rights, and we're the ones that are fighting for you, um, we can't be hypocrites. And I think in so many ways we have been hypocrites when, if civil rights for some but not for all, if we take money, we call Donald Trump a fascist, or this authoritarian regime. People call them racist. I called them racist myself. But then we turn around and we shake hands with them, or we take money from the same people that support Donald Trump and supports, other Republican members of Congress that want to strip away our rights. So you can't do both. There has to be an opposition party. And I don't believe people saw the true opposition, and then we had youth. Youth decided, like, this is not, like, I'm sitting this one out, our younger voters. And we saw a decline from 2020 to 2024, somewhere like what, 15% or 14% or something decline just from Joe Biden to Kamala Harris's race, because young people were saying, hey, we believe that each and every person deserves safety and the ability to grow up. And so that's children in this country and children abroad. We deserve to make sure that our tax dollars are being used to, in our communities, that our social safety net is strong. And we were seeing that being stripped away. People want to understand that when I say I support this politician is doing exactly what they say. And I don't think that we've shown that strong enough.
Cori, I started with Jamaal. I want to start with you on this one. What does this moment require of Democrats, grassroots or in Congress? What does this moment actually require?
This moment requires everyone to, first of all, be brilliant in your area. And we can't be afraid to allow people to be brilliant in their area. So have the communicators, those messengers, speak up and deliver the message. Have the people who are the analysts, have them analyze the data and get that to the messengers. Have the fighters who are the people that are on the front lines that will do the direct action, that aren't afraid to, to put themselves on the line. Have those people to the front to do that work. You can't be afraid of those folks. You know, that's what we need in this moment. Everybody doing their thing. And we can't look at, oh, you're progressive. Oh, you're this, you're that, or it's not your turn yet. No, it's everybody's turn right now because everybody is being impacted or you are about to be impacted. And so that's what this moment calls for. This moment calls for us to do also things that make us uncomfortable. You may not have ever done this particular thing before, but what will you say in 5 years when we look back and say, I could have done more? Do we want to be in that position? No. Put everything on the line right now because the Republicans are throwing everything at the wall. They don't care if they do it right. Elon Musk is like, oh, we've made mistakes. They're just they're just railroading us. No, we have to fight with everything we have. So each and every person in this party deserves to have their voices heard and bring all of that excellence to the front.
And Jamaal, same question, but filter it through the show horse, workhorse thing, and I got about a minute 10.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we have to be on offense, offense, offense. We have to be consistently telling the American people the truth about Donald Trump, about J.D. Vance, about Elon Musk, about the entire administration. But we also have to finally tell the truth about ourselves and hold ourselves accountable. Look, we have screwed up. This is the Democratic Party speaking. The Democratic Party needs to admit to the American people, we have screwed up. We have been corrupted by big money in politics. And because of that big money is dictating how I show up, as opposed to me showing up for you, the working class American people. And so Congress and many elected officials and many state houses across the country, they've become theater. They become a showcase and an act for the American people and not true service. And so if we are here to serve the Constitution during this constitutional crisis, we need to be on offense, offense, offense. We need to tell the truth. We need to stop taking money from billionaires who fund the Republican Party. We need to stop supporting the forever wars as well.
Cori Bush, Jamaal Bowman, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Thank you.